Hello, my name is Peter Flatberg. I'm the programmer behind the new Irish wolfhound database. In this video, I just wanted to show you how all these things work. So now we're less than a day ahead of launch, so we'll be working on a demo database, but it's the same features as you'll see in the live database when we get there. This is the main interface you'll see when you enter iwdb.org. It's dominated by a large search field, and you have a menu right up in the right hand corner. We have three options: home search, which will take you back here, advanced search, and trial mating. We'll go through these features as we go along. First of all, I just wanted to find a dog that we can research. So let's just try with last year's Crufts winner, which was called Always My Brian Rowan Inish. And you can see it's just as easy as typing the name and you get a pop-up menu. You can type from any part of the name, not just from the start. So just typing Brian Rowan would get you the same result. From here you can either press enter to get a listing of the dogs that match, or in this case where there is only one, that dog. Or you can click on the name in the list that comes here, like this. So what you're getting here is the main pedigree listing of this dog. At the top you'll see his name, his sex, country of origin, and a star which you can use to favorite him. I'll favorite him at once and see if we can use that. Then you'll get the sire and the dam. You also get their age when Brian was born, the date of birth of the dog, and the breeder. If you go further down, you'll find further information about the dog. Here's another listing which says, repeats actually the name, the sex, date of birth, but also the registration number and the color of the dog. This is the pedigree. You'll see a lot of fields have white background. These are unique dogs in his pedigree, whereas fields where there's a background color of red or orange or any color are dogs that are repeated in his pedigree. So you'll see Pitlocris King Kevin here, and he's also down here. This is a very easy way to spot which dogs are repeating in the pedigree. If you go further up here, you'll see you have many of different options. So let's start with the siblings. Here you'll find all the siblings which we have recorded on the dog, either full siblings from the same litter or half siblings further down, and you'll see all the litters that led to half siblings. Clicking on one of those will take you to a similar listing of them. For offspring, you'll see all the offspring this dog has had. You'll see Always Brian is registered in our database with 6 litters, and here are the litters or the offspring that's in these litters. At the top here, you can also see the number of unique descendants over time for him. So if you go here to his father again, you will see a different number here. He has had 58 offspring, whereas the number of totally unique descendants is 163. And it's important to see that because you can see how much this dog has influenced the breed in total. So there's 19,830 dogs that are born after him, and only 163 of those have him in his pedigree. So that's a very small influence, which you can see on the graph over here as well. Going further, we can look at the ancestors. We have all the ancestors of the dog and the ancestor statistics. So first of all, we are listing here for 5 generations, which means that he could have had 62 unique ancestors. However, he only has 54. This is due to dogs repeating in the pedigree, which means 8 ancestors are lost. You in total of 12.9%, which you can also see in this graph over here. This gives an ancestor loss coefficient AVK of 87.1%, which you further on will be able to compare with other dogs. If we look further, we see he has an inbreeding coefficient of 2.34% of 5 generations. Now, if we increase the number of generations, which we can do up here, we will see that these numbers actually change. Because when we increase the number of generations, it's only natural that the inbreeding goes up as well. So please remember, if you compare inbreeding just compare it on the same number of generations. We'll go back to 5 generations. And if you look here, we have 3 buttons: common ancestors, sire and dam line, and sires and dams. Let's have a click at common ancestors. We'll see the ancestors that are repeating on both the sire and dam side of the pedigree. As Quincy of Kilmara, Nash from the Good Heath, and Miss Marple from the Good Heath. Over here you can see the number of times they are repeated. So Quincy is 4 times, 1 time in generation 4, 1 time in generation 5, that's a total of 2 times on the sire side. On the dam side is once in generation 3, once in generation 4, totally 2 times, and totally is 4 times in Pitlochry's O'Brien Orach's pedigree. Further down we have the complete sire and dam line. We have all dogs that are on the sire side of this dog, and all that's in the dam line. And we can also list all sires, or dogs, and all dams or bitches that are in his pedigree. We also have features for a reverse pedigree, which will list all his offspring and their offspring further down the line as well, which gives you a really handy insight into his influence on the breed. If you go further on, we have vertical pedigree, which will show his ancestors and also their siblings and how they have influenced the breed as well, which is quite useful if you want to avoid some dogs or want to use some dogs in your own breeding. It's quite useful to have that. Okay, remember I clicked that star earlier on. If I go to favorites, I will see that means that this dog shows up in my favorites listing. So this favorites part is there for your computer all the time, and you can click on any dog here and it will show up. You can also traverse your history for the last 20 dogs you looked at and go directly to them. So let's go back here. So that's the basic functionality on the database and what we have at the moment. We'll be adding more functionality eventually, and I hope you'll find it useful. Thank you.